Hi, I'm Jonathan Banks, Executive Automotive Analyst at NADA Used Car Guide with this month's market update. An expanding economy, pent-up demand, and favorable credit conditions combined to cap a stellar year in new auto sales and keep used vehicle prices at a record high level in 2013. December's tally of 1.4 million new vehicle sales pushed full-year results to 15.5 million, representing both a 7.5% increase over 2012's figure of 14.4 million and marks the highest level recorded for new sales since 2007 when deliveries reached 16.1 million units. The relatively strong sales pace in December was muted by bullish expectations driven by November's torrid 16.3 million pace. Sales for the month were essentially flat on a prior year basis, with the seasonally adjusted annual rate of 15.3 million. However, the month's figure was the sixth highest in 2013. Domestic manufacturers achieved some 600,000 sales in December, which brought the combined annual total for the group to just over 7 million vehicles in 2013, equating to a strong 8.8% increase. Chrysler Group sales ended 2013 up by 9%, thanks to the Dodge brand's 13.6% increase and a 22% surge of Ram pickup sales. Meanwhile, sales at General Motors increased by 7.3% as deliveries rose by exceptional figures of 14% and 22% at Buick and Cadillac, respectively. Ford Motor Company's growth outpaced its domestic counterparts as sales improved by 10.4%. The Ford brand's new Fusion sedan, Escape crossover, and stalwart S-Series pickup were important catalysts for the increase. Import brands didn't fare quite as well as domestics, but sales still improved by a solid 6.3% last year. Japanese manufacturers grew sales by 8.3% in 2013, led by an incredible 26% surge at Subaru. Deliveries at Honda and Toyota improved by 7.2 and 7.4, which were figures exceeded by Nissan's more robust 11% improvement. Unlike their Asian counterparts, Korean sales fell by 0.4% last year due to a 4% drop in Kia deliveries. Hyundai sales improved by a modest 2.5%. As for luxury makes, Mercedes' growth of 13% was enough to allow it to narrowly best BMW, where sales grew by 10%, and take over the luxury sales crown. Audi's growth outpaced that of its fellow German brands as sales increased by 13.5%, while sales at Lexus improved by 12%. Deliveries at Jaguar Land Rover and Porsche improved by an average of 20.5%, placing the brands just behind Cadillac as growth leaders for the year. Manufacturers increased incentive spending to support new vehicle sales in 2013. Total incentive spending grew by about 4% to an average of around $2,600 per unit. Customer cash increased by just over 8%, and dealer cash was up by 6.5%, driving the majority of the year-over-year increase. Historically low interest rates helped keep finance and lease subvention in check, and these remained flat compared to 2012. Total spending is now at its highest level since 2010, but it remains nearly 5% below the 2003 to 2007 pre-recession average. On the used side of the market, the rate of used vehicle depreciation improved for the second month in a row in December, as wholesale prices for units up to 8 years in age fell by 1% on a prior month basis. The month's performance saw NADA's seasonally adjusted used vehicle price index drop by 0.8 to 124.7 from November's record high of 125.5. But despite the decline, December's figure stands as one of the highest reached on NADA's index. In annual terms, December concluded a fifth straight year of used vehicle price appreciation, as the year ended with prices 0.4% higher than they were in 2012 and 18% higher than they were prior to the start of the recession in 2007. Supported by a unique combination of both consumer and commercial demand, along with lower gas prices and tight supply, large pickup prices increased by 9.6% last year, the most of any segment. While pickup supply continued to be tight, large SUV supply was virtually non-existent. As a result, prices for the segment grew by a dramatic 8.4% in 2013. The midsize van and midsize utility segments saw their price advantage over 2012 increase by 3.7% and 2.3% respectively, while prices for remaining segments closed out the year down by a tight range of 0.5% to 1.5%. Core market fundamentals continue to follow recent and largely favorable trends, which supports NADA's belief that January will turn in a performance in line with the seasonal norm for the month. For 2014, NADA expects that used vehicle prices in January will be flat to down, just slightly from December's levels before rising by 2.5% to 3% through March. By comparison, prices increased by a smaller 2% over the same period last year, as demand was tempered by higher payroll taxes that went into effect at the start of 2013. But while price movement is expected to be better than year-ago levels through the first quarter, expanding late model supply should translate into more severe depreciation over the remainder of the year. As a result, used vehicle prices are expected to fall on an annual basis for the first time since 2008. Although NADA's official forecast for 2014 won't be released until January 25th at the NADA convention in New Orleans, preliminary results point to prices for unit up to 8 models in years in age being down by 1% to 2% on an annual basis by year's end. For additional market insight, please download January's editions of Guidelines. Thanks for watching.